Welcome to Whispers into Nightmares, where every shadow hides a story, and every story drags you deeper into the dark. Turn off the lights, open your mind, and let the nightmare begin. Tonight, we're diving into one of Hollywood's most chilling and heartbreaking mysteries. The ghost of Karen Carpenter, the beloved singer from the Carpenters, is said to still wander the halls of a legendary recording studio in Hollywood. But this isn't just another ghost story. What you're about to hear comes from real testimonies, famous musicians, actresses, studio workers, and even paranormal investigators. For decades, people have claimed to hear unexplained whispers, see full-body apparitions, and experience technical malfunctions with no rational explanation. So grab your headphones, turn down the lights, and let's step inside the haunted world of Karen Carpenter. Karen's early life. Karen Carpenter was born on March 2, 1950, in New Haven, Connecticut. At just 13 years old, she and her family moved to California, a move that would change music history forever. Karen wasn't just a singer. She had a voice that spanned 3 octaves, soft yet powerful, filled with a sadness that seemed far beyond her years. And if that wasn't enough, she was also an incredibly talented drummer. Together with her brother Richard, she formed the Carpenters in the late 1960s. And soon, the world was introduced to unforgettable hits like Close to You, We've Only Just Begun, and Top of the World. Their music defined an era, tender, beautiful, almost angelic. But behind those sweet melodies, a darker truth was unfolding. Karen was battling anorexia nervosa, an eating disorder that haunted her every day. She once described it as the worst thing in the world, like a shadow she could never escape. Despite her family's desperate attempts to help, Karen's condition worsened. On February 4, 1983, Karen collapsed at her parents' home. She was just 32 years old. Her cause of death, heart failure, brought on by years of anorexia. The world lost one of its purest voices, and millions of fans were left heartbroken. The haunted studio. Now, here's where the mystery begins. The studio most often associated with Karen's ghost has a history almost as legendary as she was. Located on La Brea Avenue in Hollywood, it was built in 1917 by Charlie Chaplin himself. Within those walls, Chaplin filmed classics like City Lights and The Gold Rush. Decades later, it became home to A&M Records, the very place where Karen and Richard spent countless hours recording. But after Karen's death, strange things began to happen. The first major report came from none other than Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. They had booked Studio 2, the same room Karen often worked in, to record an album. At first, everything seemed fine. But then, the malfunctions started. A strange buzzing sound would appear on the audio equipment. Patch cables that tested perfectly would suddenly stop working mid-session. Headphones would distort with no explanation. The maintenance team checked everything. Time and time again, the gear worked perfectly, until the recording started. It wasn't just one problem. It was constant, like something didn't want the session to continue. Finally, a psychic was brought in. She claimed Karen's spirit was there, restless, disturbed, and trying to get attention. Her solution? To place a giant crystal in the studio wall, and keep it lit up 24/7. Incredibly, the moment the crystal was installed and illuminated, the technical issues stopped. Completely. Tom Petty finished the record. And the crystal remained in that wall for years. Coincidence? Or Karen's ghost demanding peace? The dressing room apparitions. But technical issues were only the beginning. Multiple witnesses over the years have reported seeing a woman in the dressing rooms near the soundstage. She isn't seen anywhere else, only in those dressing areas. And every time, the description is the same. A woman with Karen's facial features. Her delicate build. Sometimes wearing clothing that looked like it came straight from the 70s. People often say the temperature in the room drops before she appears. Lights flicker. And then, there she is, for just a few seconds before fading away. She doesn't look angry. She doesn't try to scare anyone. Instead, witnesses describe her as sad. Almost as if she's waiting for something, or someone. One studio worker said, "It was heartbreaking. She looked like she was searching for something she couldn't find." Now, let me ask you, do you believe spirits remain in the places they love the most? Or is it all just imagination? Tell me what you think in the comments. Cynthia Gibb's encounter. In 1989, actress Cynthia Gibb was cast to play Karen in the Karen Carpenter story. Richard Carpenter himself wanted the film to be as authentic as possible, even insisting that Cynthia wear Karen's actual clothes. When Cynthia opened the trunk of Karen's belongings, she found something incredible. Everything, the dresses, blouses, even the wedding gown, fit her perfectly. But then, something else happened. Cynthia said she instantly felt a presence in the room. A weight in the air. Like someone was standing just behind her. She described it as Karen's spirit, tied to the clothes, to the fabric, to the memories stitched into them. The energy was so strong, it completely changed how Cynthia approached the role. She didn't just play Karen, she felt like she was channeling her. Other reports and paranormal investigations. And Cynthia wasn't the only one. Rapper DJ Quick claimed he experienced paranormal activity at the same studio, involving both Karen Carpenter, and even Tupac Shakur. The building later appeared on Ghost Hunters. Investigators captured unexplained whispers on recording devices, known as EVPs, and even strange knocking sounds when no one was there. One event worker in 2008 recalled hearing glass tapping on windows throughout the day. Every time they checked outside, nothing. But the knocking continued for hours. And then there are the footsteps. Staff members say they hear them echoing in the empty hallways at night, when no one else is in the building. All of these stories point back to one figure, Karen Carpenter. What makes this haunting so powerful isn't just the ghost sightings. It's the story behind them. Karen once said her eating disorder made her feel haunted. And now, in a tragic twist, some believe her spirit really does linger, in the place she loved most, where her music came to life. Some employees find comfort in the idea that Karen still watches over the studio. Others admit they avoid the dressing rooms altogether. But one thing is certain, her presence is felt. Karen Carpenter's voice remains one of the most beautiful in history. And maybe, just maybe, her spirit still sings, forever tied to the halls where she created her greatest music. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and let us know in the comments, do you believe in the ghost of Karen Carpenter? Or is it all just legend? Until next time, good night.